Interesting. I'm also just noticing, Thalfon, your earlier message got flagged as potentially inappropriate content because I just have the kind of base auto mod system in place here. Automod doesn't accept the word lesbian. You think that's offensive, Automod? Excuse me? Maybe I'll have to do some customization there. In general, I feel like everyone that has like come and hang out with us on stream, pretty much all of you are lovely individuals who don't have any terrible opinions or things to say. So it is funny that things that get caught are always so innocuous, and I have to just kind of glance over in abject confusion as to why it got blocked. Saphid trying to trigger it. Dr. Pirate did trigger it by adding the pluralization. That's how you get them. Automod hates pluralization. But lesbians in this economy, more than ever. It's probably some combination of words. It might have triggered a message protecting against hate speech against LGBTQ somehow, which I love, right? That's the idea, is hopefully we can prevent the most brain dead of opinions from coming through, but it is funny for me for sure. Hopefully it's not too, or luckily it's not too bad here, and I don't mind. I'd rather it flag defaults positive here or there that I can just allow through than have some like truly atrocious, disgusting content being shared with all of you lovely individuals. So it is what it is. But Automod hates when they come in pairs. You know, I've always known it. That's alright. You don't think it's a problem? You'd leave it on? For sure. Yeah. No, I agree. No, ideally, we keep this as a kind of really safe space for people to hang out and not have to worry about that kind of thing. So that's the dream, at least. That's what we're going for. Automod likes them single because Automod's a lesbian too. Now that's the type of interpretation that I love to see. That's the positive spin that we adore here. Oh geez, taking a huge amount of damage from our ghostly friend here. Oh, you know, I was confused why they were visible. Then I remembered that we are using an Orb of Light, so that's why, fortunately, we can get past some of the more annoying aspects of this son of a gun, as long as we don't die in embarrassing fashion. 18 damage plus 24, plus another 18. If I lose too much dex, I'm in trouble as well. Actually, never mind, that's not even true. I'm not using that hand axe or that armor anymore, so never mind, ignore me. Just losing my mind here, as has become the usual routine, of course. Honestly, most of the time when Automod dings something, you just find it a fun mental puzzle, trying to figure out why exactly it happened. I like that. Again, very much a spin that I can appreciate. Do enjoy that kind of logical puzzle on my end as well, so that's fantastic. Trying to get down to the ins and outs. What makes Automod tick? It's truly the question on everyone's mind these days, especially with the rise of AI and all the fun wonders that come part and parcel with that phenomenon. Okie dokie, not too shabby here so far. Managed to get through that slew of nastiness that we were dealing with temporarily for that while, so fantastic to make it through in one piece, at least for the moment here. I guess we could rebrand our Evening Star, but I don't mind Holy Wrath. I feel like most other enemies will go down fairly quickly to our regular old magic. And fortunately this time we see the Ghost Moth first, so we can just blast them out of this plane of existence. Dang it, Brain, come up with a better analogy. There gotta be better metaphors for what we're doing to all these sons of guns, one would imagine. Okay, taking quite a bit more damage than I would like against this son of a gun. potentially best bet is to just teleport the heck out of dodge for now. We'll try to reapproach the situation in a slightly better capacity here. Maybe have some more magic available at the time. Down to 3 decks. Can you imagine if I was still using that armor and axe? We'd be at -5 dexterity by now. Holy moly. But Thalfon, your usual strat for branding is to find a second weapon to burn it on, and if the reroll sucks, you still have your original. Very fair. I think that's a pretty solid strategy overall, I'd say. Okay, there we go. Get our lovely friend right next to us, and that is fantastic. Yeah, we'll see if we get another Evening Star like this. I mean, I just kind of lucked out getting a +5 weapon, probably from a white or something early on. In fact, how early did I get you? Oh, it's from Aru. Never mind. Huh. But we'll see what the future has in store for our run here. And against you, my friend, let us just pepper you with some poison, a bit of sweet, sweet flavor for your eventual demise. Everyone loves some good roasted boulder beetle with just a hint, a smidge of poison. Gives it that extra tanginess, of course. But that is lovely. You are the sort to carry around 4 different weapons to swap between them situationally given the chance. I think I would be that type of person, except I'm so lazy when it comes to even just minor inconvenience, and I'm terrible at inventory management, so I can't imagine if I also added on another layer of items. Oh boy, that would be our entire game, I think. Would just be a never-ending battle of keeping inventory slots open and available. Might find some use for this drain weapon still, now that you're in hells. Definitely. There could always be the circumstance. Now see that, rather than sounding like me in DCSS, that sounds like me in real life. I am such a, I'm not a full-blown hoarder. I wouldn't go that far, even though my partner might beg to say differently. But I definitely have what I like to call some hoarding tendencies. And definitely it's a very fine line between where I'm at now and just becoming a completely hoarding obsessed individual. Oh geez. Okay, so we teleported out because that freaking ghost moth is ruining my life. Unfortunately, don't land somewhere too much safer. We'll immediately cure ourselves of confusion and hope we land somewhere slightly more manageable. Road Ratch, or as we like to call them here, Rad Roach. Not great, for sure. Hate that. Maybe I have to Magic Potion, Spellforge Servitor into the mix. By our powers combined, please destroy our Rad Roach friend. And in fact, I should be remembering, folks, Spellforge Servitor should be used more often here. Incredibly powerful with Lahudib's Crystal Spear at their disposal, so I'm just faffing about for no real reason whatsoever. Embrace the gamble, don't temper the RNG. And to be fair, it wouldn't even be that much of a gamble at this stage, seeing as how I have, I was going to say 5, but I think I actually have 6 now with this one lying on the floor as well. So definitely have a lot of rerolls at our disposal. You fast, my friend? You probably are. Yeah. Why do they always gotta be fast? 29 damage, so I feel relatively safe taking a few swings here, a few swigs. Perfect. And hopefully now we've managed to stabilize to a certain extent. Spellforge Servitor, if you could... Holy moly. Oh, jeebus. What do I do with you, my friend? 31% chance to turn you into an Etten, a Yaktar, or a Merfolk? I don't know what to do. If they shoot one more, I guess I have to blink. I have to blink, right? Like, I could just hope that I dodge it, but no shot. I can't risk that. I hate using this many blink scrolls, don't get me wrong. But let's just get to his stairs and get the heck out of there before something terrifying or terrible happens, shall we? Oh boy, never a dull moment at least. That much we can say for sure for you, Greg. Never a dull moment. As I spill all over myself, fantastic. Once again, I'm a fully functional human being, definitely. And say that for certainty, even though it's not true whatsoever. Fantastic. Yeah, this coffer's not quite as deep anymore. It's pretty wild how quickly the mighty have fallen here. Definitely running out of escape options, but hopefully not the end of the world. We've gone through the majority of the troubles for the moment here, and we'll see how things continue to come down. Right, actually I changed into my robe to make shatter more castable, and then I ended up never really doing anything with that. I guess Spellforge Servitor wouldn't be very castable in our chainmail, so it does all work out. Plus, again, the minor fact that we would be sitting at negative dexterity, which, I forget, strength? You get collapsed if you run out of strength. Intelligence, you turn brainless. What is the dexterity? It couldn't possibly be something as benign as just uncoordinated. Huh. But people that hold on to things simply see more possibilities for the items kept compared to most. You know, that's how I love to see it. And to be fair, I do generally eventually get around to going back and like revisiting fun little projects, or because I will say that's a huge part of my hoarding tendencies, is that I will use it in kind of part of a larger project down the road. I mean, all alt pieces of technology I think are probably where I'm the worst. I've never really gone around to using them, but when I was in elementary school, I went to this like science week thing, and during it, a cybernetics expert came in and showed off a few of their cool little robots. You know, there was like a dual treadmill that had a little bionic person with a dog next to them. They were talking about the intricacies of that and making it. But they very foolishly told me, or told us rather, that they started out by collecting old bits of technology, you know, taking apart their old VCR players, what have you, DVD players. And I heard that, fully internalized it, and now I keep all of those being like, you know, that has a laser disc reader in it, which is super useful for all your cybernetics projects down the road. I've never done so. I've never actually put together anything that complex, but I do keep telling myself that one day I will. So hopefully, maybe, just maybe, there's the tiniest chance that that does come to pass in the future. But negative dexterity makes you unable to use the stairs. Fall down all you like, but getting to the top is a fool's errand. Fair enough. That hits very close to home here, because my partner just yesterday had like a terrible fall down the stairs. And I love you, Babs, but your dexterity is probably a little bit on the... I wouldn't say 0. Let's not be what's the word I'm looking for? Too ungenerous? That's not the word you want, brain. What the heck is your problem? You're mixing up the whole flow of my story. I feel like we were on the point there for a while, but very inflammatory. Not what I was going for, but very accurate. But oh man, you had the exact experience as a youngin'. I love stuff like that. I feel like that's the easiest way to actually get people into like the sciences in general, is to have those kind of experiences when you're, you know, young and impressionable. But yeah, I was very fortunate kind of throughout growing up to have really good teachers and role models in that department, and it's a big part of why I've always had a big interest in the scientific community, and I just love that stuff so much. which was actually also a big reason why there was a long period of time where I very much thought I was going to go into teaching. Specifically, I wanted to be a physics teacher to try and, you know, be that role model, be that person for someone else in the future, since I was so fortunate to come across that. Ended up going into software development instead, which I also just love and adore, so I am still very much glad with the shift, but I feel like I could very easily be convinced to go back into that idea of teaching in the future. I mean, it's not too far off. My partner is a teacher actively, not for sciences, and I think they would like science, definitely not math. I think math is going a step too far in their mind, but at least sciences, I think they could get behind. Come across a gray beard in the wild as a kid, sticks with you for life. Fair enough. Yeah, makes a lot of sense for sure. Oh man, I do just love and adore that stuff. Hello, my sun-themed friend. Definitely try to take out you real quick, like, before too many shots of pure energy come our way, because that's definitely not something your average gargoyle is equipped to contend with, of course. But fortunately, we do manage to, so far, make it out of the situation largely unscathed. I say as we start to be surrounded by berserk enemies here, which is not great. No shatter yet. I guess I could... I will blast near my Spellforge Servitor. I think they'll be fine in the long run here. Ooh, and if I could maybe get some of those shots... Not so much. I was hoping the Orbs of Destruction would cause some collateral damage here, but that's fine. Scroll of Fear actually gets a decent number of you off of us. Of course, not our lovely torpor friend here. Well, I guess this is what I get for playing fast and loose. We're going to use up our final blinking scroll, which you kind of hate to see. And then the rest of you will hopefully go down relatively quickly. Okay, Orb Spider was terrifying there for even just the possibility of them once again coming close to ruining my life. And this time we don't have blink scrolls, so oh boy, would we have been in for a journey. Spellforge Servitor, if you could take the wheel here for me, please and thank you. Summoning up to 4? Summoning is just crawling along at a snail's pace here. Holy moly. In fact, all of our skills, we've slowed down in the last little bit. I mean, to be completely fair, part of that is due to me getting into this kind of chatty zone and just wanting to hang out and shoot the crap with all of you lovely folks, but I feel like that's not the be-all, end-all. It's also largely due to the fact that Spider has been a little bit of a sketchy prospect here, to say the least. And hello, my melee friends. A large part of why Spider became so scary in the more recent update was specifically those sons of guns, for sure. And now that we've cracked the metaphorical hornet's nest here, potentially I should just get the heck out of dodge. We'll let our Spellforge Servitor get in some good licks. But then otherwise, if I can just hide in this corner, especially with the Emperor Scorpion going berserk at the end there. Whoa, geez, that could have been rough. But fortunately, we get out of here in one piece temporarily so far. You know, how many caveats and conservative language can we throw on there? But okie dokie, at least this will hopefully mean that all of our new friends have spread out throughout the level here and are going to be a little bit more consistent to deal with. I'm still not feeling great about the ghost moths specifically. I think they're going to be a complete pain in the rear. A little less so if I'm just smart enough to actually bring in the Spellforge Servitor first and foremost. There we go. We get our rune. Can get some boots, which, oh wow, I didn't even realize we had no boots to speak of. So I think we will put these bad boys on. Once again, Spellforge Servitor. If you could come into the mix here, that's fantastic. Oh, and you know, rampaging versus stealth. Actually, you know what? I will take the stealth. Rampaging is more liable to get myself killed when I completely ignore the impending danger of a situation. So, you know, with that in mind, maybe that is our best bet. There we go. Spellforge Servitor is a much better spell to get up and running against a Ghost Moth early on. Don't need to worry about being drained of all of our magic if we can just have that son of a gun blasting them all to Kingdom Come here. So that is fantastic stuff. And with that, where do we wish to go next? I guess back out to regular dungeons seems appropriate. There's a Rupert to deal with, but maybe between me and the Spellforge Servitor, you know, with our powers combined, we might stand a bit more of a chance against that son of a gun. Still not doing great in general in terms of elemental resistances here. You know, it is what it is, c'est la vie, and all of that good stuff, so... Oh, hey. Speak of the devil, also, let's, for science... Did I miss you with Quicksilver? No, I hit you, it just does not work on Enrage. Fair enough. Very nifty and cool of you. Let's get you off my back temporarily. I think I can survive at least one turn, so again, if we're kind of bouncing Rupert between us, then everything should go well, and in fact it does go well so far, so that is fantastic. And the rest of these sons of guns shouldn't be too much to deal with. In fact, let's just spam that tab key, deal with them in the old-fashioned way, and that is fantastic. One thing I should actually do, so we've swapped up to this weapon, but we never did use our last few, if I can spell, enchant weapon scrolls. So let's run up now to grab these bad boys. And... let's just burn through them, shall we? We might as well max out this son of a gun. I feel like it's a pretty solid weapon. Even if we do end up finding this, like an artifact that's slightly better, I feel like that is just about as good as it gets for our regular weapons. And there we have it. We've managed to finish off the area. Still haven't regained all of our stats. Still looking pretty rough in that regard, unfortunately. Even just getting back that 4 intelligence, I think will help out a great deal with getting, you know, Shatter up and running, which was, again, the kind of goal of this run, was to have a 3-rune Shatter prominent series, so hopefully we managed to do so. Yeah, it's no slouch of a weapon. Evening Star, I think, is still, like, the best one-handed mason flails in the game, for base, you know, not including any Randarts or unrandarts. So I definitely am happy to enchant this up. It's essentially the equivalent of enchanting your Broadaxe early on. And Holy Wrath, probably good enough for me. Wouldn't mind Vorpal either, of course, but I'm happy to sit with this for now, especially since there's no other real way for us to get it, not worshipping TSO. And otherwise, I guess maybe we head to Vaults. I'm slightly terrified of Vaults because we don't have good resistances. Where's this fire vulnerability coming from, now that I look at it? Huh? Oh, I was mutated at some point. Vulnerability to heat. Well, that sucks. That's rough. Probably don't really want to use mutation potions this early in the run. I guess, how many do I have? I only have 4? Surprise, indeed. Oh, my favorite. Risk of death and destruction. Wow, you shouldn't have. So sweet. Well, guess it is what it is. At least, let's see. In vaults, there are some salamander packs, so I need to be careful of that. Cold resistance, or more specifically, the lack of cold resistance, is a little more sketchy for me. That's what's largely making me hesitant, concerned, all that good stuff. Let's see, if I switch back up to chainmail, Spellforge Servitor, it's just not happening. Sure, we get up to 42 AC, which is awesome and all that. Unfortunately, I don't think that quite gets my goat, as it were. Maybe we just try it. Head into vaults. Oh wow, what fortune. Oh, not salamanders, sorry. Lindworms are what I was thinking about earlier. Oh gee. How fun. Do I have any sources of fire resistance that I've left behind? Scale mail, again, not great. Oh gosh. This fire vulnerability might be a bit more of an issue than I was originally giving it credit. Oof, oof, oof. Well, 3d18 on those lindworms. So it's like probably gonna, I think it's 27, right? It's like 1.5 times damage for vulnerability. So up to 27 on each of you sons of guns. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not good either. Let's not be silly or foolish. But if I can just get in here and start blasting on you sons of guns, then you're saying there's still some semblance of hope and justice in this world. Beautiful. The crawl might have had an AI in it the whole time. Seems to give you exactly what you wouldn't want. It is funny how that works, eh? Through some amalgamation of the humans, or the human brain's ability to only remember the worst aspects of things, combined with the way RNG can fiddle with our expectations. Because yes, it's the classic issue of DCSS for sure. You will constantly be given items you can't use, and on the flip side, if you find all the items that you can in fact use, and even more than that you desire explicitly, then oh boy, you had better be prepared for everything to start swinging the other direction, and the nightmare is ensuing, is close. Let's bring Spellforge back. I don't love that I'm still very, very corroded. Okay, we at least got rid of the Vault Warden, so that's nice. And then Spellforge Servitor, you're doing great work, my friend. Just keep it up. Thank you. And with that, we can get the heck out of dodge and heal up real quick before the next horde of enemies, all of our lovely troll friends, show up. Otherwise, not too bad here. And Spellforge Servitor, once again doing some great work. Until the last minute there, where we're just living our best life here, constantly retreating from danger and destruction, as one does. As any intelligent adventurer should, probably, if we're being completely fair and honest with ourselves and each other. But fantastic. There we go. Definitely a little bit smoother once we get past the initial sketchiness of vaults here. And if we could just get you visible, my wizarding friend, fantastic. I've never really thought about Orb of Light as specifically a good companion to like a summoning build, because it's so annoying when you're dealing with invisible enemies and all of a sudden you're your summons are just completely and totally useless. But with an Orb of Light, you can force enemies into invisibility, so it's not quite as much of a problem, which I've never really kind of internalized in that way before. So that would be an interesting item to potentially take further advantage of in the future in a run where we're in desperate need of just such a thing. Holy moly. Titanic slime, and I took a bad step. So we're gonna blast you away. Fortunately, it does happen to work out for us. But holy moly, that definitely could have been a terrible opportunity for our enemies to take full advantage of us with our pants down here. But there we go. Managed to just let our lovely slime boys split up of their own volition, and then we can easily take care of them. There's protection from fire, so we're at least no longer quite as immediately terrified of any fire-themed enemies that we may or may not come across throughout the rest of our vault's escapades here. So that is just fantastic. You know what, let's try to let our Spellforged friend get a little bit of a piece of the pie here. Perfect. And not too bad. The power of friendship, my friends. Ooh, and there is acquirement as well, so that is just beautiful stuff.